So the questions were very easy. You just needed to understand the question. Question 1A, give reasons why C.R.E was included in formal curriculum in Kenyan schools. 7 marks. So here in basic terms, you're being asked the reasons why you do what? You study C.R.E. That is what you're being asked. And that is in page 1. Is it page 1 or 2? In KLB, Form 1 C.R.E textbook. All the answers, you're supposed to write the way. Use the KLB. Don't use the revision book. So the reason number 1, it will equip the learner with an understanding about God. It will equip the learner with an understanding about God. So you get to have an understanding about God. The learner acquires life skills to handle challenges of life. After the lesson, I'll leave the paper so you don't have to write as I say. Because now you will not be listening to me, you will be writing. So another reason why C.R.E was included in formal curriculum in Kenyan school is that it helps one to have respect for life, self and other people, religions, beliefs. If you look at the KLB, it is saying that you're able to respect other people's religions and beliefs. Ask yourself when you're here, do you respect other people's beliefs? Or you keep on correcting them over and over and over? Because that is what I'm teaching you. Actually, that is what I'm teaching, but you're not practicing it. Also, it helps one to acquire basic principles of Christian living. And a good example is the moral values. So what I wanted to see in that point is that you should acquire basic principles for Christian living. It also helps one to understand and also to relate well with other people. So C.R.E enables you first to understand the other person and also to do what? To be able to relate well with them. And then you're able to answer the questions about mysteries of life. And a good example of questions on mysteries of life is about what is death. Where will you go after you die? It explains also the origin of human beings in the world. And in C.R.E, we believe that we were done what? Where did we come from? We were created by God. It leads to a career. You can, if you study C.R.E, you can be able to become a teacher, as I am. Yes? Yes. It leads to a career. You can also become a career. You become a priest. You become a pastor. It promotes national unity. That is, people are united. They come together to pray. Question 1B. Outline the main issues which human authors of the Bible concerned themselves with. What was the issues of human authors? The main issues. Number 1 is oral traditions and narratives. That was the issue. Is it an issue? Yeah. Oral traditions and narratives. They also concerned themselves with songs and wise sayings. They were concerned about that during the writing of the Bible because they were the authors of the Bible. Their own teachings and prayers. That was another issue. I don't know whether it's pronounced issue or issue. I don't know. Historical events. Laws and regulations. And lastly, letters. Question 1C. Identify 5 methods which churches in Kenya are using to bring people to God's kingdom. What methods are the churches using to bring people to God's kingdom? That is to be able to remit religions that people can follow God. and go into heaven. So number one, they preach about the kingdom of God. So you don't say just preaching, you have to explain. Because I don't want single one word answers. Preaching. What? Because you're prone to doing that. And it is going to cost you when you do your K.C.S.E. So preaching about God's kingdom. Also through baptism. Remember that you get baptized after baptism, after you go under the baptism of your particular belief. So through baptism. Also, people are brought together through construction of many churches for worship. Through the distribution of free Bibles. I wondered where those people who are giving people Bibles, why they haven't come to this school. Why? Have they not come to this school? It is in a remote area. Okay, thank you. Being role models. Being role models. That is how you can bring people. Because they look at the way you're running your life. You are not a gossiper. You don't gossip other people's children, other students. So people want to come to your religion. You're peaceful. Also by helping the needy, or rather you can call it charity work. Whether you talk about helping the needy, visiting the sick, any charity work is just one point. Because if you look at your answers, most of you kept on repeating. Writing of Christian literature on God's kingdom. That's how people are brought to the kingdom of God. You read literature on God's, Christian literature on God's kingdom, and then through guidance and counseling. There are many other correct points that I was accepting. Question 2A, describe the call of Abraham. We've read it severally here, the call of Abraham. So God told Abraham to leave his country, that is to leave Haran, his kindred, his father's house, to the land that God was to show him. And God promised Abraham that he would make him a great nation. He also promised him that he was going to bless him and make his name great. Or rather, in basic terms, you can say he promised him that he will be a source of blessings. So you're talking about, all those promises are just one point. Abraham left the land of Haran as instructed by God. And when did he leave? You have to indicate when you're talking about the call of Abraham. He was how many years? Yes, that made me aware that you know about the call of Abraham, because most of you got it correctly. Abraham was 75 years when he was called. He took his wife Sarai, Lot his brother's son, all their possessions, his servants, and set forth to go to the land of Canaan. And then they passed through Canaan to a place called what? Morah. Not even, before even going to passing Haran, you have to talk about the building of the altars, yes? Where were the altars built? In Shechem and Bethel. So, you say Abraham built an altar of the Lord in Shechem, that is one point. And then you say he moved to the mountain on the east to Bethel, where he pitched a tent and he worshipped God. Then he made what? Another altar in Bethel. So that you can go get all your points. Question 2.